good morning and welcome to Hunter Stadium. It's Game 2 on Real NRL Grand Final Day. It's the open grade Grand Final between Kurri and Lakes United, and we're about to get underway. As you see the kickoff go down there, it's Morgan Campbell, Michael McGowan and Matthew Peterson with you this morning, I should say. It's very unusual having a game of rugby league in the morning, but can I say I like it? But we're here for Game 2, as I said, and it's Lakes who are getting first use of the ball. I'll take you through the teams. It shouldn't take more than about 25 minutes. Kurri have got Jai Hancock in 1, 2 Tom Cremona, 3 Daniel Craig, 4 Josh Ubniak, 5 Kurt Parry, 6 Jason Clough, 7 Blake Easton, 8 Shannon Harmey, 9 Cameron Davis and 10 Mick Huggers. We see Lakes carting the ball with plenty of ferocity early on here. There's plenty of supporters for both sides. You'll see up on the far side, up on the hill. Kurri have got a good contingent in. As we see, it's charged down, and it's away here for Stuart Stoker with the first chance of the game. It's Stoker for Kurri. He's going to get dragged down. He throws the miracle ball on first tackle. This might come up for them. It's a try. It's Zach Pryor who's fallen on it for Kurri. And Graham Stair's going to have an inquiry here.
Before the team list announced.
Before the team list's announced. That's right. Goodness me. Well, Michael McGowan, Matthew Peterson, as a try has been awarded. Have you ever seen a start to a grand final like that?
Well, not before the team list has been read out.
No.
It's actually disrespectful on
arguably.
part.
You'd think they'd just let us get on with it for a few minutes, just kick and chase and get to their fifth tackle.
Game.
But it's the beauty of open grade football.
I suppose it is. The big charge down. Stuart Stoker, who of course played last year, has a striking resemblance to Ned Kelly. And, well, he's much like the Siege of Glenrowan, but with a much better ending.
Can I just say that I'd like to see a replay on that. The last pass, I think it might have gone about 2 metres forward.
It's actually not Zach Pryor who scored. It's the 6 who's fallen on it there, Jackson Clough, who came through at the end, Stephen Bradbury style, and fell on the ball.
It was a bit of a mess at the end, wasn't it? It was really just a matter of which hand was going to fall first.
Fruit salad, as we see Clough lining up this kick. Well, bright start. I hadn't even got to the bottom of the team sheet. As Clough puts it over, Kurri leads 6-0 inside the first couple of minutes. That was Stuart Stoker in 12 who did the charge down. 13 is Zach Pryor, who nearly fell on the ball. They've got a bench of 6, it should be said. Jackson Jeffrey, Dean Peterkin, Marty Lasua, 16, 17 Justin Vizarek, 18 Matt Dodd, 19 Jacob Brown and 20 Matt Macbeth. As Lakes get us underway, that's the number 1, Mitch Sattler, 2, Miles Outram, 3, Jared Holmgreen, 4, Joel Donaldson, 5, Tyler Jones, 6, Bo Clark, 7, Lee Abel, 8, Matt Pittman, 9, Jed Cooper, 10, Brad Russell, 11, John Douglas, 12, Tom Wollaston, 13, Matt Stubbs, and a long bench as well. Mitch Cutts-Reese, 15, Isaac Wilton, 16, Geordie Golden, 17, Chris Small, 18, Cole Morton, 19, Darcy Outram, 20, John Ainsworth, 21, Chris Bolt, and 22, Scott Davis. There you go, we might be able to have some football now. As that's Shannon Harmey taking it up. Kurri, the reigning premiers in this division, they won last year over South Newcastle. And Clough's going to put this long.
Is there a bit of resemblance in the 12 Stuart Stoker who charged down that kick? Who was the Melbourne Storm back rower?
Kirk Reynolds.
Yes!
Reynolds, yeah,
I don't mind that.
Are we sure it's not Kirk Reynolds out there?
Well, he might have assumed an identity because I don't know that he's welcome in Newcastle anymore, Kirk Reynolds, after he was very unceremoniously dumped by the Knights, as we see a penalty here for Lakes. Graham Stair suggesting there was a strip there, so they'll get an opportunity. Graham Stair, of course, famous for sin-binning a player for backchat in every match he's refereed in the past 28 years. And if there's any chat today from any of these players, they'll be wandering up the tunnel, no doubt.
What does it do to Lakes' confidence conceding a try that early?
First set of 6, in possession. You get the kick-off and you've conceded by the end of your set. I'm not sure. I'd imagine it's rattling. We may see. As Cooper's at dummy half. Finds it over there to Pittman. Lakes setting up the stall here. They're very deep to the right-hand side. A bit flatter to the left. They go that way. Here's Clark and Donaldson. And Donaldson's not too far away there. The Kurri line's not too bad just yet. There's another penalty.
Presumably back chat.
No, another strip, if you can believe it. Well, Demi Moore stuff so far. Here's Pittman again. Very solid contact. So Cooper has them lined up. He's looking for Abel. And it's a very solid carry. And Abel's there again. Fires it out there. That's the 13. That's Stubbs. And Stubbs not too far away. He might just think about reaching out there. The Kurri players and the Lakes players almost both trying to push him over the line. But he'll have to get up and play it. And has to wander back into the field of play to do so. They're going to say held up. So Lakes with the play of the ball. Kurri with the Chris Anderson 1 marker there. Always a very good look. And up they go. But Lakes are losing ground in possession at the moment. Bit of a slow start for them. They are getting a chance, though. Here's Clark. He's just going to dab this through. And Parry's coming back, and he's got it, but he's back in the in goal.
These repeat sets obviously going to help Lakes. I mean, I don't know if fitness is the strongest part of open grade players' repertoire. So getting these early sets is probably key, I think, for Lakes.
But this open grade final, it's a beautiful rags to riches, isn't it? The most sides struggle to get 13 on the park every week. You know, I've got to go mow the lawn. I've got to look after the kids.
It's a bit of a lottery, that's true.
20 and 22 people. Do you think there were some excuses? Nah, got to go to the grand final today.
I'd have
got
thought
to play
so.
for the grand final today.
Oh, there's a challenge there for Parry up against Russell. There's a bit of a committee that puts him down. So Outram finds Douglas. And Lakes, having conceded that early try, have had all of the play since then. Clark's at first receiver. And he chooses to hit Stubbs again. They're deep to the right here. Abel. Back inside. There's a good ball and a belter of a tackle. Holmgreen. He got smashed. Did not miss at all. You're quite right. Over there to Abel again, who seems to be running things. Now he's running the ball. And he finds Pittman there, and Pittman's going. Pittman's going to get there! Well, nothing lifts a crowd like a front rower scoring a try. And it's Matt Pittman for Lakes, who crashes over next to the post. They had plenty of opportunities to stop him there, did Kurri.
He got the best of Mick Hug, his opposing prop, then he drove straight through him. I don't think Mick will be happy with himself for that effort.
But it's the beauty of open grade football. Very simple. Just cut back and just a hard runner.
Props on props.
Props on props.
I love it. Everybody loves it. People go mad for it. Lee Abel, of course, a former first grade player, played for Cessnock in the halves and at fullback for many years. He's now putting in a shift in the Lakes open grade side, and he's set up, I suppose you'd have to say, he's assisted the first try.
The cricket equivalent is a fast bowler hitting another fast bowler for 6, isn't it? A prop running over a prop.
So it's a compelling comparison you've made there, Matthew. So Sattler with the kick here. And he's kicking towards a bumper crowd of 6 on the hill. Who... no, sorry, 7. Didn't actually think that hill was open, but there you go. Sattler puts the kick over. The security guards aren't bothered.
There's not a lot of competition for that kid catching out on the hill, and he still managed to miss that one.
Didn't have to come through a pack. Of course, the one appeal of the Gunnenan Hill today is that the ice cream man's up that end, so I'd imagine they will see some traffic.
Not ice cream weather, though, unfortunately.
No, not really, but, you know, you've got to make your own ice cream weather, don't you? You've got to, you know... I love this dance music that gets played at Grand Final Day. You know, Newcastle Rugby League, it's not something you often hear. And then all of a sudden, Grand Final Day, you feel like you're at the King Street Hotel. It's a lovely feeling. So we're underway again. The Lakes having started very nervously with that kick. Charged down by Stuart Stoker. They've managed to hit back. We've had tries from Jackson Clough and Matt Pittman. And the match is not yet 10 minutes old. Now they're going to the right. Or should that be the left? My apologies.
Kurri playing with a very compact defensive line. It doesn't surprise me that they shifted wide early.
Well, it might be a tactic. And forward they come again. That's Stubbs. And they've got them out to the left here with Abel. And the attack's fairly simple until that pass. Here's Sattler with a bit of space to run into. And he's finally buried there by Blake Easton. But they're making plenty of ground with the ball here.
Very attacking start from both teams. It's not exactly wet weather football.
No, you wouldn't have thought so.
Traditional wet weather football.
Yeah. So Stubbs. High work rate early here. 80 metres made in that set. As the ball comes across there to Clark, who again dabs it in behind and again finds the man. But this time Hancock's able to get out. And Kurri will get their first... I think this is their first set of possession, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Apart from off the kickoff. Yeah.
Good quality football so far. I don't think there's been a drop or
No.
an error from either side. It's pretty fast paced and end to end, or at least for least for Lakes at the moment.
So people look down their noses at open grade. But we're seeing a very good game of
Disgracefully,
football.
I say.
Absolutely.
I always say.
Yeah, but that's the Wayne Bennett,
Yes.
these Wayne Bennett,
Elites.
Craig Bellamy elite
Yes,
types.
That's right. He's Stoker. He's doing everything out there. It's Tom Cremona. Taken down on that left-hand side. Last tackle here for Kurri. And the Lakes defenders are back in position. And generously enough, the kick's going to find one of them on the chest. That's Miles Outram, who comes back into a bit of a chasing party there. And Lakes again with the best of the field position here. They're going to start this set only a few metres short of halfway.
Oh.
Jones.
Oh, jeez.
Bit of lift. You're nervous over there, Michael?
Wow, you just don't want to go past that horizontal.
No.
Some solid contacts, though. They're really ripping in.
That's Pittman again. Pittman and Stubbs doing a lot of work out there. And this is the number 10. That's Brad Russell.
Tell you what, if I'm Kurri, I'm nervous about this right flank defence. It's where Lakes are making a lot of ground.
Absolutely right. That's the 12 striding out. That's Tom Wollaston. And Lakes again on the 20 with an attacking opportunity. It's Abel. And he finds Holmgreen, who just keeps going here. And he might look for the Gidley flick, and he did, but he put it into orbit rather than into the arms of his winger.
More of a George Carmont flick, I think that one was.
That's right. Another of the greats who have graced this ground over the years.
Have we got any news on whether Stuart Stoker's related to Brahm?
I'm not sure. I'd imagine he would be.
Because I have heard Stuart Stoker, a lot of literary flair in that family.
Yeah, I'd have thought so. Yeah.
There is a bit of sort of literary whimsy about that beard as well.
There is, isn't there?
You're suggesting a sort of...
I'm calling it best beard of the day already.
Oh,
I don't know if there's going to be one better. I'm throwing down the gauntlet to first grade.
best beard. I'd be surprised if someone can top that, I must say.
Blokes are in the sheds right now rubbing.
I tell you what, number 19, he's just stalking the benches of Kurri here. Number 19, Jacob Brown.
Do you think it'll be a swap for a swap?
That's a contender. What beard on, beard off?
Yeah, he'll come on for Stoker at some point.
I'd have thought you'd want to have one on the field at all times.
Yeah.
That seems common sense to me.
Well, you can't have too much beard out there.
Yeah, you can.
Right.
You can. You don't want to overload. Now, a bit of concern here for Tom Cremona. He's just getting to his feet now. I wonder. He's not moving well. Looks like he's going to stay on for the minute.
That's open grade, isn't it?
Nothing fails to get a player moving after an injury, like a bit of water in the mouth that he then spits out. It's incredible how it works. So on they go. Kurri just trying to settle here. They've had a pretty ordinary few minutes since then, since the try, and Matt Macbeth got that away. Talk about literary illusions. And they come to this right-hand side. That's Easton, and he's going to kick early and kick well. He's found the grass.
Chase coming through.
He needs the leg break. There's a big chase here from Osterman. Sattler does well and dances and keeps going. And that's not a bad return. Plenty of racket being made around the ground. There's plenty of encouragement from that Kurri support.
Would you say Kurri has the edge in terms of support?
Well, they're certainly more concentrated up that end of the field. There's plenty of Lakes people here. It's worth noting that Lakes are in every grand final but first grade. They have just won the 19s title, and they're up against Wests in reserve grade, so there's plenty of excuses for Lakes types to turn up today.
It's been a top story of Lakes, hasn't it, really? That some years ago really struggled in all grades, and in the last 2 years have really gone to be one of the better sides in the first grade competition.
Absolutely right. Now, another Kurri injury. This is Blake Easton. I'm glad they have got so many up on the hill. They may need them. Now, here we go. We've got the doggies chant breaking out. That's always a good sound.
That's what you need. Number 16 on for Kurri.
Yes, that's Marty Lasua.
Big man.
Yes, big man. I think he's... I haven't done exact research on this. I think he's about 48. Yeah. He played, of course, for many years, played a lot of rep rugby union, and he's now turning out for the Kurri open grade side, and to pretty good effect too, it must be said.
It's the great thing about open grade, isn't it? It's just blokes who just want to play.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. want to have a go. That's right. Now we've got a front rower deputising at dummy half, which I love. Ooh. And then Sattler puts it to the sky to not great effect. It's looking towards the touchline, and that's where it ends up.
Number 5, Tyler Jones, was having none of that. I don't know if he was offside, but he just threw his hands up. Yep. Not interested.
No, not for me. If that had bounced the wrong way, it could have been awkward. Yeah, you're absolutely right. What do you think of the grand final day at Hunter Stadium, lads? You liking it?
It's a big crowd.
I've always been a traditionalist. I'd like to see it back at number 1, but
sure,
you know, I can't complain. We're standing in this beautiful commentary box.
Yep.
Yeah, there are benefits of it. Obviously, the facilities, but number 1 sports ground certainly is the traditional home of Newcastle Rugby League. Weirdly, for a cricket field,
yes, that's a very good
stack
point.
up.
No, not really.
It's odd.
Well, there's a lot of drop ball there. And a penalty. So Kurri with an opportunity here. They've been spinning their wheels in their own half of the field. But here's a chance for them. And off the back fence they come. There's another beard. And not a bad one either. That's Osterman. And he surged into them. They didn't bother about kicking for touch there, which is interesting tactics. Now Pryor in the 13, who will still be cursing himself if he hasn't scored a try this year, because he had the chance to avoid the nude run. Here's Lasua. And Easton. Down he goes. Not too much invention so far. There's another injury for Kurri out the back here. Lasua again. Taking ground off them all the time there. That was a good run. They've still got to tackle up the sleeve. Here's Huff. Or Clough, should that be. It's a great ball over there to Cremona. Cremona bumps off one and is going to score. Oh, is he? Or is he? Linesman says no. Referee says no.
Going to touch.
We're coming out to the 20-metre line. And the 400 or so assistant referees on the hill up there don't tend to agree with that decision.
There wasn't much consensus coming from that up there.
No.
He's absolutely steamrolled his opposition winger, though.
He did. Tom Cremona, considering he was injured a moment ago and was on the deck. Now, Zach Pryor, after that hit up a moment ago, he's come off as well. So he's looking a bit crook, actually, on the touchline down here.
They're starting to look rattled, Lakes. In the last 5 or 10 minutes, since they've got a bit of ball carry, they're really
There's
putting it to them.
Over the top on Wilton. Kurri lifting here.
Worked him over a bit in the tackle as well.
Yeah, it's good to see.
And he's back in for this one.
Yep, and a strip. That's the 3rd strip of the afternoon. Or the morning, shall we say. This morning thing's really throwing me.
I think it's afternoon.
Is it?
It's 12:03. We're
past. Oh, fantastic. There you go. Very good to know.
It still makes me uneasy.
Yeah, it's odd.
Excellent.
But if you're Lee Abels, you're thankful for that penalty, because they were really starting to get hammered there in defence.
We've seen 2 penalties now for his strip, which, I mean, I would suggest it's probably up to the ball carrier to be more secure in their carry.
I like the thinking that stripping the ball, it's aspirational.
Yeah,
that's all it is. It's aspirational.
It's innovation. It is. The referee's stifling innovation through these penalties.
Malcolm Turnbull will be furious.
Yeah, here's Wilton. And dumped on his back, and the ball came loose there. The linesman's going to say knock on, to very popular acclaim from the Kurri players. So they dodge one there. Of course, you mentioned Lee Abel. We've got 2 captain coaches in action today, which is always a great thing. Lee Abel playing halfback and captain coaching the Lakes side. But Dean Peterkin, who's captain coaching Kurri, has put himself on the bench.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Can we think of the last professional captain coach in the NRL or ARL?
Oh,
certainly hasn't been one in the NRL.
No, I don't think in the NRL.
Rolly Lewis? Did he ever coach the Seagulls?
Yeah, he would probably be it, you know. You're probably right there.
It's a dying thing. It's a thing of beauty, and it should come back.
Absolutely. Here's Lasua.
Which NRL coach do you think would be the best chance of tying on the bootlace?
Certainly not Wayne Bennett. I feel that if he got tackled, he'd splinter.
Maybe Nathan Brown.
You think
He's still in pretty good, still pretty fit now. Game getting a bit ratty here. Yeah. Now around the 20-minute mark. There's another turnover. That's Justin Wieserek.
Just past the midway point in the first half. Who do we think has the upper hand?
Well, I
on a purely mathematical point, neither.
Yes, that's a very good point.
Really good point.
Thank you
for great insight.
Thank you for bringing that to our attention.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think Kurri are just starting to boss Lakes around in the forwards a bit. As we can just see from that tackle, there's a lot of beard going on in Kurri, and I think I like that. If I'm Lee Abels, I'm getting to halftime and thinking we need more beard. We need a beard injection.
Got to find someone maybe out of the grandstand.
Just a Santa Claus beard.
Jacob Brown is on in the 19 jumper and the 10 out of 10 beard.
Georgie Golden coming on for Lakes now has a bit of stubble.
Yep,
in the 16. I mean, it's not going to match it with.
Wouldn't have thought
Kurri,
so.
But
He's able. Bobbing and weaving there.
I think the stubble's more a European handball thing rather than an out-and-out rugby league thing.
Certainly European, yes.
Oh.
Now that's Wollaston, and he's passed one there. Not too far away. Lake's setting up again. And they're very deep to this left-hand side. The winger in the 2, Miles Outram, is about 20 metres behind the players. Abel spins it here. And that's Clark. And Clark throws a great inside ball, which was destined to end up in points there for Geordie Golden until he dropped it.
It's his first touch.
Yeah.
It's coming on.
And can I say, doesn't have the golden touch.
No.
Thank you very much.
Clark looks like the man. Clark and Sattler for Lakes, though, have caused a few dramas to the Kurri defence. I just think if they can harden up a bit in the middle, and I guess not let Kurri out of their own end quite as easy.
Oh, rainbow ball here from Lasua. That's very innovative. And here's Cremona, who's passed one again. And he looked for the pop ball rugby union style there to Udbanak. Now here's Stoker, who's very easy to spot. And he's thrown an intercept there to Wilton, who can stroll upfield. Toing and froing a bit here. Kurri very eager to use the ball and get it wide. Douglas. That's Golden again. Hangs on to it this time. Clark. And Donaldson. It's still Donaldson for Lakes. He throws the ball inside. It's there, but Lasua's got him and there's a knock on. There's some disagreement about that decision.
Jeez, it's looking like Stalingrad down. There's a few sore Kurri blokes.
It's not a comparison you often hear, but very high attrition rate, as you say. It's been a little bit more like the siege of Leningrad, it must be said, with all this Lakes possession. But
haven't made use of it, though.
No.
When Kurri have got to the other end, they've looked dangerous. Certainly Lakes have had the weight of possession down this end for the last 5 or 10 minutes.
Kurri generating a lot of second phase play, which is helping them. Obviously, Stoker's pass ended up in Lake's hands just before, but aside from that, they are, as you say, making some space up the middle.
I mean, sure, if the offload goes to the other team, I mean, that, it's not ideal.
No.
But you don't want to stifle innovation.
No, not at all.
Yeah, let them get on with it. Hoik it around.
There's one thing we love in this country, it's aspiration.
Yeah, that's right.
Even at the detriment of others.
Sure. So it's parry off the scrum.
Driven backwards.
And Lakes looking to swarm here. Here's Brown. There's another bearded dummy half there. I think that's Jeffrey. And he finds Lasua, whose work rate, it must be said, for someone of his or someone far younger's age, is pretty good. Now, we love props passing the ball, and that was Macbeth who ended up with it. Oh. And the tunnel ball is a very good look. Someone needs to pick it up. They do eventually, but that won't be allowed. I suspect maybe if Jeffrey had picked it up, they might have said it was a play the ball. Instead, Lakes are going to get another go at the Kurri line.
Yeah, Jackson Jeffrey just needed to pick that ball up, I think.
It's a technical game, isn't it?
I don't much care for it now. It's too much.
Too technical.
Too convoluted.
Yeah, don't bring McGowan. Don't bring your professor of football business here.
Oi. Are you trying to be the Barry Jones of rugby league commentary?
That is my secret goal, yes.
Yeah. So it's Golden for Lakes.
Barry Jones.
And the captain coach is out there for Kurri now, Peterkin.
There you go. Maybe looking to add some direction. As Wollaston was grounded there, they're going to come centre with Abel and Clark. Clark eventually finding a pass, and now it's Outram, who's not far away. That was sharp work out there from Donaldson to get it to him. Now Clark again. And they're promoting the ball with something of abandon here. It's Golden over the top to Abel. That'll be Holmgreen with it. And he's going to come back in field and put on a bit of footwork. and finally be taken down. Last tackle. So Clark's on the left of the ruck, and he's going to get it. And just spears this in, and that's very awkward indeed, and worked very well by Parry, who not only had to pick that up as it skated along the turf, but then had to get back in field.
Great job. Can you imagine how wet that ball is at the moment? The way that it skidded into him. He's actually hurt himself.
Can I just say I can't imagine? I can't even imagine.
You were never a slipper?
Never. So Jeffrey has it. And Clough finds the 20. That's Matt Macbeth, who's seeing plenty of the ball here. Lasua has it again, who's going for at least one run every set and making a few tackles in between. And Jeffrey will find Clough again, who's looking to find the grass, and he has. On they come with Outram. And he's very nearly had his head taken off there. So a penalty to Lakes, who are just able to set up camp here. I can't remember the last time Kurri had the ball up Lakes' end of the field with any meaningful opportunity to attack.
Well, they might have it now.
Oh, they are going to have it now as Parry takes the catch. And, well, that may have been the captain coach who took that kick, but whoever it was will be getting a talking to, even if it is in front of the mirror. As Easton has it for Kurri. Well, there they are. They are in Lakes' half. So Jeffrey finds Peterkin. And they're just going to line the props up here, or are they? It's out the back, in fact. That's a lovely ball to Hancock. He's just looking to slip through there, and he's turned it over instead, which I suspect was not the plan. Well,
it's gone a bit wobbly.
It's a bit ratty, isn't it? It's just, can I say fraying?
Possibly.
Yeah.
But it just starting to fall. The wheels are starting to just shake a little bit.
They're not off, but they're just... Yeah.
It makes it almost a more uncomfortable ride.
Yeah.
What do you think the captain-coach element does to the half-time talk? I can imagine that the coaches are a little bit more out of breath. And
I thought so.
Oh, I don't know.
Not as composed.
If you ever saw Jeff Tuvey,
Yeah.
he was blowing and he was struggling. But yes, it does make for an interesting dynamic come half-time because you can't really tell them to, lift and pull their heads out.
No.
They're not doing enough in defence if you're on the middle third.
If you've missed 14 tackles and you say we've got to tighten up the centre, really the only thing you can say is I'm coming off, as here's a penalty. So Lakes have had a few of these. The discipline from Kurri has not been a strong point. I haven't been counting, but I reckon that's about 5 or 6.
Oh.
And I reckon that's the least ambitious kick for touch I've ever seen.
Yeah.
especially from within your own half to not make it into the opposition half.
Like, why not just tap it? Like, if you're going to kick it 6 metres out.
I think they actually would have made more ground.
It's turned over.
Yeah.
Geez.
But that's what you get. That's what you get with no ambition.
Yep.
That kick.
Yep.
Oh, that was like Copenhagen all over again.
It
The
was.
climate talks.
It was.
Nothing. What's doing?
Yeah.
Don't bother. Just have a tap. Have a tap instead.
Yep. Yep.
Have a shot at 2.
That was the Kyoto Protocol rather than the... Yeah. Have a shot at 2. Now, that
Why
would
not?
be epic from 55 out on the touchline.
Wild speculation, my friend.
That's it. That's the future. As Craig takes it up, we've got James Bond playing today for Kurri, as we did last year. Daniel Craig in the 3, which is excellent news. So that should get the crowd up a little bit in the second half when people twig about that. As that was Osterman who was taken down, and now Jeffrey with a scamper, and there's a bit of room there for him. Finally, Kurri seeing some Lakes territory. Since that charge down in the first minute, they haven't had a lot go their way. That's Peterkin. And they're set to the left. They may have the numbers too. Clough. Looking to kick through. Cremona's absolutely steaming through, but he's not going to get a play at it. It's taken very well, and then he's taken very well. Stoker did the work. The Kurri fans love it. They're going to get another chance here with 8.5 to go in this first half.
I saw Mike Sharona just steaming out the back there.
Mike Cremona.
Mike Cremona, yeah.
He's heaven help if he scores. That's all I can say. Would you say he looks like he's got a bit of a knack for try scoring?
He does, yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Hopefully the ground announcers here are onto that point.
You'd like to think so. You'd like to think they're that aware, yeah. Now, Parry's in a dummy half. And, well, Doesn't run it to any great effect, you'd have to say. Jeffrey now for Peterkin, who, as you'd expect, is not bludging out there. Can't get away with that as the captain coach. Stoker, who, so far as I can tell, hasn't had a break in 28 minutes of rugby league. Fired across over the head of Lasua. It's Easton back inside. That's Hug. And Lasua... hello. Bit of drama. Easton plays on. It's back inside. There's a chance here. Hug and Clough.
Oh.
And it's taken by Abel very neatly. Now there's going to be a penalty for a bit of rubbish along the way. In fact, they're inside the 10. But this is just starting to bubble a little bit.
Was that a slap?
Oh,
was that the slap?
It was
ABC
slap,
program?
Yeah, my head is a jungle. Yeah, I think so.
I think Christos Soukos is going to write a sequel.
You'd like to think so.
I don't hope so. Unless it's what are you saying, based on that?
Based on what
That's
happened.
Oh, yeah, I'm all for that, yeah.
I didn't watch the slap, so I wouldn't know.
I get the general premise of it.
Obviously, I just watch Bar TV at all times, you know, so instead of watching, say, the ABC, if I get home, say, on a Tuesday night, I think, oh, well, I might, watch Thurul Butchers versus, Dapto from round 4 in the Illawarra competition, I think most people do. No shortage of entertainment on Bar TV.
I wonder if you like your footy.
No,
you love your footy.
If you don't like your footy, well, you're buggered. But for those of us who have been blessed, well, we're all right. On come Lakes. And that's come spewing forth there. Lasua's going to trek back now. He's going to turn it over. It's going a little bit wobbly. The wheels.
Ever more.
Yeah, just a little bit more. Boom, 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 boom.
Both teams, I think, keen to get in and hear those halftime talks.
Yeah.
I think there'd just be a lot of...
yeah, a lot of... I'm buggered. Let's try and win in the second half.
Don't drop it.
Yeah.
Can I say it's beautiful rugby league temperature, though, out there?
It's very nice.
It's not too cold.
Are you suggesting fatigue won't at all be a factor
in the second half? I think fatigue will definitely be a factor in open grade.
Sure.
I think fatigue may already be a key factor in this game.
It's possible. Here's Hug. Jeffries is lining up Lasua here and hits him. And Lasua marches into them again. Big minutes for him since coming on. Jeffrey. Easton. Still Easton. Out the back there to Hancock. Lovely ball. And they're spinning here with Craig. James Bond. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da. 10-6 to Kurri. And he had a bit of work to do there, Daniel Craig.
Did very well.
We've seen him in more difficult situations in the past, riding trains, fighting Russians, all that sort of thing. But that was tough.
The man with the golden fend there.
Yes.
He spun beautifully out of a few tackles.
That's right. Well, Kurri. They've had none of the field position, none of the ball, none of anything really. And yet, as we see here on the replay, it was Hancock out the back. Craig, off 1, off 2, off 3, off 4.
It was like a James Bond movie.
It was.
400 million people versus one man. One polite British man.
Yeah, just with a gun and a shiv and a dream.
Yeah.
How must Q feel?
I think Q's in the crowd.
Judy? I'd like to think Judy Dench is here somewhere. Yeah.
Is she a big rugby league fan?
I'd like to think so. She would add a bit of class, wouldn't she? A bit of grace.
I don't know if you can have anything more classy than a Sunday afternoon at Hunter Stadium,
with
formerly known as Marathon, formerly known as International Sports Stadium.
Indeed. I don't think you can have anything more classy than a Sunday afternoon with Judy Dench at the footy.
Nah.
Pluto pup and a bit of a chat.
Maybe a one-on-one conversation with Daryl Broman.
Sure. Very civilised. As we see Clough lining up this kick, having a natter to someone on the sideline.
Tough kick, this one.
Can I say the wrong side for a right footer?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You've heard Gus Gould talk about this before.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it didn't matter.
Beautiful, straight down the middle. And don't the Kurri fans love it?
He didn't worry about any sort of curving nonsense, just straight through.
Just kick it, it goes over.
The ref is having a word after the kick. I've never seen this done before.
Back shot?
Surely not.
Now, mate, there's none of this bloody just kicking it straight down the middle. You've got to get a bit of curve on it.
Maybe he's given the ref a bit after the kick went over.
Maybe.
Yeah, get that up, Which I'm not against.
The referee is sporting a terrific moustache, by the way, just as a side.
Here we go now. I don't know if our camera people are picking this up, but there's a huge racket being made in the grandstand just beneath us, and that's because the Macquarie fans have turned up, or some of them have. So that's going to be a continuing theme throughout the day as the buses come in from Toronto Workers Club. But the first lot have turned up, and they are rowdy. I don't know when the morning started for them, maybe about 6:15.
I'll tell you when the class will rise, when the South fans show up.
Sure.
Add a bit more respectability to proceedings.
Sure. Now, just to be clear, Michael is not engaging in some sort of crass class warfare.
I certainly am.
Oh, okay. As a South supporter, as the kick goes down, this is Easton, who might get another set here. It was a Falcon, I think. We might have to check that.
Oh, top stuff.
We've had it all today already, haven't we? Prop scored a try. Beards, Falcons. Can scarcely ask for much more. As this is a long play the ball. When they come with Osterman, there's even more racket being made here. It's possible they're looking at us.
They possibly might be.
Yeah, looking for some attention. There they go. There's a wave. Very good. As here's Osterman playing the ball. Now Easton. Out the back. And Clough. With not a bad kick. This is going to bounce awkwardly. And there's danger here. There's drama here. It's Udbinac. Udbinac. U-D-B-I-N-A-C.
We'll get that clarified at halftime.
I think we may have to. Because it's easy enough to say when you're reading, but when it's happening quickly, it's a bit of a tongue twister.
Under a minute to go.
Yes. 54 seconds, in fact. Lake's probably just happy to get to half-time now, I suppose. That's Wilton bringing it on. Kurri. You'd have to say, against the possession, against the flow of the match, have the lead 12-6. But there's a chance here for Lakes. And that's Wollaston. And still Wollaston. Well, I just wonder. 30 seconds. They might try something on. It's out the back. It's able. It's bouncing, and they only have to keep this away from the Lakes players, and in the end they're very cool. There wasn't really any need to let that bounce. They could just as easily have let that roll and catch it and bat it dead or something like that. But it will give Kurri about 6 seconds with which to do something here. And then
wild speculation, hopefully.
Maybe a kick for touch, I don't know. They're gonna be safe, which I hate, and take it up, and that's half time.
Oh.
As there was a bit of afters now. It's not often you see a blue on half time.
No.
And we're not going to see one here, but geez, there was a moment, wasn't there? It's still going on a little bit there. It's a fine line between a fight and a cuddle, isn't it? Yeah. Well, your thoughts on that first half, gentlemen? 12-6, Kurri with the lead, 35 minutes away from back-to-back premierships. What do you think?
I think everything beautiful about Open Grade Rugby League.
Yes.
It had everything. It had the end-to-end football. It had the big tackles, the big hits, but certainly a bit of wobble and a bit of funny things happening, like the charge down. We saw a Falcon.
Yep.
Isn't it just
the tashes and the beards?
Isn't it just life in 35 minutes?
It is
70 minutes.
It showed us the human condition. It really has. Michael, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think as you boys said, it was. I think right now on Hunter Stadium today we have really the essence of rugby league. You know, this is what we're seeing in a 100-metre square patch. Did get a bit wobbly towards the end, but the boys will come out reinvigorated in the second half, I think, after they've had their oranges or their
Lucasade,
whatever it is,
magic water, just
magic goji berries, to his extra dry, all that sort of thing. Well, we might join you again in a few minutes. It's half time here. Kurri 12, Lakes United 6 on Bar TV on Grand Final Day. Kurri, as I said, 35 minutes away from an open grade back-to-back premiership. We'll be back shortly to see if they can do it. afternoon and welcome back to Hunter Stadium. We're getting funky up here in the commentary box with the pounding house music coming over the PA. And, well, what can I say? Lakes United back out on the field now. They, dominated the first half and didn't score enough points. They're 12-6 behind. Kurri with the lead here and also still in the sheds, which is to their advantage. They haven't deigned to come out onto the field just yet. Maybe the Lake... Is it possible... Morgan Campbell with you with Michael McGowan and Matt Peterson. Is it possible that the Lakes coach might have sent them out early because he was a bit filthy with them?
Possibly. I don't know.
It is an old...
Do we have Brett Finch down in the change rooms?
What did the coaches say at half-time, that sort of thing? No, well, not so far as I know. You could have gone down and made yourself useful at half-time.
Yeah, possibly. It's a long walk, though.
It is a bit,
lot of stairs.
Yeah, and the lift is quite slow.
Can I suggest mind games here on the part of Kurri? Oh, no, here they are. Here they come. Bit more restrained, this entry into the field. There was a few guys that ran on, really blistered onto the field.
Yeah, you're right.
That's much more thoughtful, that run out.
Yeah.
Like the occasion is getting to them.
Oh, really? You're seeing it as a negative? Okay, interesting. Well, they've got every reason to be confident because they withstood a hell of a lot in that first half and ended up with the lead, but 35 minutes still to play. And it's Lakes who are going to get us underway with the second half of the Open Grade Grand Final, Real NRL Grand Final Day on Bar TV. Morgan Campbell, Matthew Peterson and Michael McGowan with you for this colossal contest between the reigning premiers Kurri and Lakes United, who are looking for 3 from 3. Everything but first grade on Grand Final Day. It's Kurri who are having first use of the ball here. And on they come with Pryor. And possibly a slightly more sedate start to this half than the first. We haven't seen a charge down yet.
Give it time.
But there is time. We're about to see a kick, I suspect. It's down the short side. And that's Davies. And Clough is out the back. Oh, there's not even any chase. How are they going to get a charge down if they're not getting up in their faces? It's taken quite neatly, though, by Sattler, who's going to bring it back. Be a real stinger if Sattler was to score against Kurri, given the Sattler stand being at Kurri Sports Ground. I mean, you never get over that sort of thing. Here's Outram. And Sattler's going to deputise here at dummy half. And he finds Donaldson. They didn't get too involved on that side of the field in the first half. Lakes happy to play through the centre for the most part. And it's very slow in the middle. Now then, that's Wilton. Swung to the turf. But again, just as they were for most of the first half, Lakes ending a set in Kurri territory. So Clark sends it down. It's taken by Cremona, who, can I say, was the nearly man of the first half. He very nearly scored a couple of times and looked very lively every time he got the ball.
As he does now, bringing it back to the 20.
Very sedate football to start the first half. Much like Bob Menzies in the 50s. Australia in the 50s.
Sure.
Like that back half of that first half, it certainly was that was, I don't know, Billy Hughes.
Sure. Bit frantic.
Just frantic. Yeah. People just getting conscripted left, right and centre.
Sure. It's a fascinating illusion, and I hope you'll develop it over the course of the second half. It's his hug. Clough and Easton. And Easton throws a good ball. That might have been forward, but it's taken there by Udbanak. And to this guy it goes with Clough. It's about 40 metres up and not too far ahead, but Clough's ended up taking it, and then he's thrown one of the worst offloads you'd be likely to see all through today. And, Lakes are going to get it back.
The bomb hasn't been effective for either side today. It's they're two absolute stinkers.
Yes.
Maybe even 3 stinkers.
I think you are better off just drilling it across the ground in conditions like this.
Here we go. Here's Bob Menzies over here.
Keep it on the ground, keep it safe.
Sure. Steady hand.
That's it.
There's a carry from Brad Russell for Lakes. And again, they're making good ground. very deep on this right-hand side. We might be about to see a set play here. Instead, they turn it back inside to Wollaston. And looking for runners. Wilton. Sattler's looking for this. And he does get it. And they're going to run it here on last. And Sattler ends up running it and then kicking it. And I never understand why they do that. But it's taken back there by Hancock, who's going to come clattering back into them. And Kurri will start a set from Jousty. That's the 20-metre line you can see there.
Looks the man most likely for Kurri, I think. Sattler coming from the back. He's had a few nice touches in that first half and already in this second half.
Plenty of racket being made in the crowd. The Macquarie people making themselves known. And there's a lot of interaction between them. There's sort of someone holds up a Macquarie scarf and everybody cheers. There's all that sort of thing going on. Which is a unique grand final experience, isn't it? It's not often that you'll get people just cheering colours.
Yep.
With no context. Yeah.
Some great. We've got one of Bram Stoker's relatives on the field. Another great literary contribution from the Quarry fans already. A big sign in green and yellow saying "South suck."
Sure.
It's on point.
Yeah. It's relevant.
It's relevant.
Just gets the message across.
It does.
Which is that South sucks.
Suck,
Two words. That's all it took.
Yeah. That's to be commended. It's almost Hemingway-like.
South would be furious with that.
As on they go, this is a chance here. It's Wollaston for Lakes. He's straight up the centre. He's got a few around him, and it's Hancock who makes a good tackle. And then there's another one over the top. I think it's Brown.
This could be 10.
But there's a penalty here for a strip. They're going to say 2 in it, and that's a little bit unlucky because Hancock slipped off. They take the tap quickly. Here's Sattler for Lakes. And this is a big moment in the game.
Just pass it.
It's taken over there by Russell. It's still going. And finally, Wilton is taken down. But this is a big chance. Half an hour left. Lakes 6 behind. And it's the big prop forward Pittman, who's already got one today, and he's about an inch away from another. They're set out to this right-hand side, but they're not going to get the ball there. It's 6 to go. It was knocked down. It's rainbowed over the top to Abel. It's still Abel for Lakes. Here's Wollaston looking for another line break. And he thought twice about the throw out the back. Now there's that wonderful look of legs akimbo on the ground. Isn't that beautiful? Out it comes. Abel stepping to no great effect. And the momentum has slightly passed here for Lakes, but they've still got a couple of tackles in hand. Remember the count reset. Here's Clark. Still Clark. Chance on the wing.
Try.
Tyler Jones is over in the corner. And it's Beau Clark, who ran 20 metres sideways and then found the telling pass. And Lakes have a kick to go square here with 28.5 to go.
All on the back of a terrific line break from Wollaston. They just cut them open out of nothing, really. Just a bit of footwork and he was through. But really, I think the two guys, Sattler had a few nice touches in that set of 6, but it was Clarkey who drew a number of defenders and got the number 5-3 in Tyler Jones.
I'll tell you what, they were a chance on the other side, a few tackles earlier. I think it might have been the 10 Brad Russell who got his hands on it out the centres. I don't know what he was doing out there, but he was not keen to shift to the winger.
Mick Dunning style on the wing.
Mick Dunning.
Yeah.
This is Matt Dunning's father.
Oh, Matt Dunning, sorry.
No, this is prior to...
Sure.
Yeah,
this is in the 50s.
Earlier on,
in the 50s at Concord Oval.
Tough kick.
Very tough kick. I must say, Brad Russell, one of the things, open grade, there's a little bit of positional flexibility. You know?
That's right.
It's fluid. Now, Mitch Sattler, from about a quarter of an inch inside the touchline, as Aerosmith pound over the PA. I love that. Walk this way.
Do you think he requests that when he takes
so.
a kick?
You'd like to think so. There's something about that image of Steven Tyler's mouth that really can make you reflect as you take a kick, brings a state of zen over you. I know it does to me.
To quote the great rugby league philosopher Laurie Daly,
Sure.
Jersey needs to kick this.
Yep.
Be good if he kicked this.
Yes.
Yeah. Next to score, Sattler, with absolutely no encouragement from the Kurri supporters. That's coming around, you know. I just wonder.
Oh, what a kick.
Well, he gives him a bit too. And why wouldn't he? Mitch Sattler just drains one from the sideline and then gives a bit of gob to the Kurri supporters.
He let him know.
He certainly did.
Smell the cheese, I think
Indeed.
he said.
That's it. 27 minutes left in the game.
Here's hoping
bringing scores level. It might be a little bit early for that sort of hijinks.
Yeah, well, here's hoping he doesn't drop it from the kickoff. That'll really.
He's left enough time that he can still make a mug of himself, and I respect that. On it goes, and that's an awkward kick.
Oh! Gee, that was close.
Go to the tape measure.
The touch was in a great position, and he didn't fancy it.
Oh, hang on.
What's going on?
Trouble.
Oh, I think...
Hello, it's happening. It's finally happening.
Back chat.
He's waited nearly 50 minutes. Here's Jackson Clough.
Is he going?
Over for a chat. He's bringing out someone else. Now, he doesn't often interrupt play and then not bin someone. Here we go. Now he's
pointing.
What's he
pointing
saying?
over there. Possibly at the linesman. We haven't got the refs moist today. It's a penalty for back chat. There you go. I told you, if you say anything to Graham Stair, the arm goes up.
Well, he's lucky to still be on the pitch, Lee Abel.
Absolutely. He's lucky not to have been given a life ban. And if he does it again, I'd say the tribunal will be meeting on Tuesday. So Lakes, granted even more field position, and Wollaston is the man making things happening for them. There he is on the halfway line, which you can just see on your screen at the moment. Pittman. Now Clark's about to get the ball here. Can I say Clark's got a bit of a Josh Reynolds vibe when in possession of the ball? That sort of hustling style. As there's Russell out in the centres again.
He loves it out there.
Yeah. Very much so. Forward they come. And that's the 4. That's Joel Donaldson, who has spent more time in the middle than the prop forward. Clark with it now. And Abel. And here's Sattler. And still Sattler bobbing and weaving. And he's finally grasped in a good tackle there by Clough. And that needed to be made. Abel. Abel is not able to hold it, I don't think. Are they going to say knocked down? Well, there'll be trouble here. There's a lot of heads being tasseled, and it's going to be a play the ball to Kurri out of all that. And time off.
Got to play it down.
Yep, Sattler down here, I think.
Yeah. I think that might be a legitimate tactic here for Kurri, just to get him across the chops and get him off the field, because at the moment, that's the only way they can stop him. He's causing a lot of trouble.
It's the Terry Lamb tactic.
That's right, Ellery Hanley, that's right.
Classic Bulldog move.
Yep.
Funny for a player from Seagulls doing that, isn't it? The Kurri Bulldogs.
Ah, yes. No, you're quite right. Yep. It'll be the Bulldogs. The Bulldog would have to do it. Yeah. That's right. Very good. Getting plenty of invective through the... I hope our viewers at home are getting some of this invective that's coming through the speakers, through the effects mic. It's marvellous.
It seems to just be Macquarie fans at other Macquarie fans.
Yes, it seems that way. There's a lot of wisdom emanating from the grandstand.
A lot of cannibalism at the moment.
Yes. Now, Kurri, that's going to be a knock-on. Dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, there's going to be a steward's inquiry about this. I mean, Kurri...
Well, it's getting a bit ruddy again.
It is. There's a bit of a pattern. The first 10 minutes, very neat and tidy, and then the wheels rather dislodge, and everybody's just going down the hill at 1,000 miles an hour.
But I think these grand finals, it's something that the actual... I don't know, what do we call it? The fake NRL? The professional
National
NRL?
Rugby
the
League.
National Rugby League?
The Todd Greenberg confection.
What they could really take something that is double headers, is having a mixture of a multicultural flavour to your football. Having, your Macquarie Scorpions sit next to your Lake Seagulls.
Yeah. Sure.
Because it just has a lot of weird vibes.
Yeah, it does.
The double header's really gone out of the professional league, hasn't it?
It's gone out of everything.
Yeah.
Like the Macquarie fans are waving that South Sucks sign. It has no purpose in this game.
It has no relevance.
I love it.
It's still waving
South
it
don't
about.
seem to actually be here at all.
No,
I can't
not
see
at all.
anyone.
There's no South presence. They're waiting to get on their courtesy buses from South Leagues. They turned up very late at Kurri last week. They didn't get there until about 15 minutes to kick off. So we may just see a swarm late on.
Well, not as far to travel today.
That's very true. They can really leave at 10 to 3 and get here and just waltz straight in for kickoff.
Do you think they will?
Oh, look, quite possibly. Here's Cooper. And Lakes in familiar territory, with Sattler recovered and standing at dummy half, and now grubbering along the ground, as grubbers tend to be, I suppose. And here's Cremona. Swung to the ground very awkwardly indeed, and not taking to it very well. And throwing a couple of hands there. There's a bit going on in back play. They're aiming up. And Wollaston thought better of it and got back in the line. Cremona, well, he was up for it.
He seemed enthusiastic about the idea.
He did. Maybe one for the car park later on, or the Sunnyside Hotel, as the tackle's made. Lakes up quickly here, lifting. 12 all.
Bit of mouth after that tackle as well. It's starting to get a bit antsy out there.
It is, and when things are getting a bit antsy, you want Macbeth out there to calm things down. That's, I think, if I'm reading Shakespeare correctly.
Yep.
Now here's the kick through.
That's his legacy.
That's right. And it's Miles Outram who has it now for Lakes. Interesting tactics there. The long-range speculative grubber from Jackson Clough on about 4th tackle. They're up hard again. Things are just lifting.
I think Clough received some CSIRO funding for that earlier in the year.
Research and development, just to get that idea moving, see where it can go.
Rarely employed, but it can be potentially devastating.
Do the CSIRO often fund rugby league tactics?
They do, in open grade.
I
think that was one of Tony Abbott's major overhauls.
Yeah, that was Macbeth. You shall be king thereafter, dear oh dear. Yeah. Abel now. Feeding it across to Holmgreen, who hasn't seen much ball over there, and I'm not too displeased about that because it's a very awkward name to get out. Now here's Abel. They're all offside to the left here. And it might not matter because this might go to Daniel Craig. And it does. And now he's battling with them. And again we're seeing one of these James Bond scenes. Geez, he must be good on the top of a train.
Brad Russell again for Lakes was out in the centres chasing that kick. I don't know, has he actually shifted out there?
This has blown your mind.
Yes,
the prop in the centres.
The prop staying that wide is...
We need to get the Cyro people onto this. He's a good carry from Osterman. Kurri biting back here, no pun intended. The play the ball is slow, as most of them have been today. Oh! Clough. I've had enough. Dear oh dear. Kurri. Every time they threaten, seem to be turning over the seed. So to speak.
But it's what you want in a rugby league game. 20 minutes to go.
Well, I got to tell you, I know it's early, but if this goes to extra time, can I just say I'm up for it?
Oh, because it's one would assume into infinity.
Yeah, that's right. We could potentially still be playing the open grade grand final in 3 days' time.
Great.
And can I just say, with these squads, I hope we are, because they've both got 22 players. I mean, there's no reason to think.
No,
it's unlimited interchange. Just let them get on with it. I hope they collude to just keep the game going. A few of these blokes get tomorrow off work.
Based on the running that's going on out there, I'm convinced that these guys are all ready to keep playing.
Sure. Here's Wollaston, and he's busting tackles left, right, and finally Lasua introduces him to a shoulder. But there are options to the left and to the right. They go to the left. Clark's been running the show in this second half. He finds Abel, who's got the dropsies again. And, well, I think the coach will be having a word after that one.
With himself.
That's right.
Just to finish that.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the man to win it, though, do you think, for either side?
I think Mitch Sattler for Lakes has been the most likely. Tom Cremona's looked dangerous for Kurri when he's got a bit of space.
Well, they don't seem to be getting involved. I'd like to see him maybe come in field, try and get a bit of the ball. Hancock out the back looks good as well.
I think Marsharoni just needs a bit of time.
Stuart Stokes has just come off for the first time. That's a big blow for Kurri.
Oh, he has. Well, I think they're beardless at the moment, aren't they?
It might just suck the life out of Kurri. Right. That's the worry. By
possibly
taking Stoker off, you might just...
But you notice Kennedy down there. Is it Kennedy? Sorry, Jeffrey. He's got the long hair and the beard, and he's about to come on. So that might just spark them up again.
You've also got Osterman.
You do, that's right. So there's still options. And that's a good ball and not a great catch. In fact, it was over the shoulder of Josh Udmanak, who then throws it away in disgust as Lakes are going to make another foray into Kurri territory here with 17 and a half minutes left on the clock. And can I just say, I hope there aren't any more points. Bring on extra time.
Fantastic shift from Stoker, though. To play 60 minutes open grade final without a break.
Can I say nothing to be sneezed at?
Not at all.
I'm looking forward to the last 10 minutes when we hopefully descend into a field goal.
Yes.
That class. Remember that great
Yeah, I
Premier
do.
League final? I think
New South Wales.
Wentworthville and
Newtown.
yeah,
Yeah.
James Maloney.
Justin Horro had an attempt on the right hand, so it was beautiful. Here they come. This is Pittman, who's got to try, and now a couple more line breaks here. Tackle busts, pardon me. There's a few down after that one. Osterman's in some trouble as they surge forward again with Wieserek. I love that leg lift. That's a great look from Macbeth. Not a bloke you want to turn your back on. As here they go with Clough.
Did you read
Sorry,
Macbeth?
with Clark.
Did you read Macbeth in the lead up to this game?
No, I didn't. If I'd known, I would have. I would have refreshed. That's right. But Lakes are making territory here, despite the protestations of the Kurri support. It's last tackle. Fired across there. There's a chance out here on the wing. They're going in with Outram.
What's
The linesman's going to have a word. And he's going to award the try for Miles Outram.
And there's some stink.
There's a bit of stink. Hello.
Right, it's on.
I've
There
just
is a
seen
bit
a
out
hair
there.
pull.
A hair pull.
I've seen a hair
Isn't
pull.
that modern rugby league?
Not a
I
beard
won't
pull.
throw
Is
a
it-
punch, I'll pull your hair.
There is a beard in there.
Yep, good. Was there a beard pull? I hope not. People don't want that sort of thing. That is
low.
unsafe.
That's a low act.
Too easy there from Lakes, though. It was a simple, can I
It
say,
was.
Craig Bellamy grey football.
It was. Backline movement. There wasn't
But
a
well
lot about it, was
executed.
there? I mean, really, they didn't really run to the line or anything like that.
Great ball there from Clark and the number 4.
Donaldson there just fed it across. Outram goes over in the corner. And
And
Lakes.
if we look at the back here, number 7 for
Hair
Kurri. There might be a bit of a hair pull on him.
Oh,
yes!
yes!
There we go.
Yes! Well,
Kudos.
I hope the judiciary took note of that. Dear, oh dear. Hair pulling. Rugby League in 2016. What would Dallas Donnelly say
Well,
if he were with us today?
He just throw a punch, I think.
I'd have thought so. Wouldn't have copped that rubbish. It's an insult to the great traditions of the game.
but it sets us up for a nice last 15 minutes here.
It does indeed. And Sattler, who drained one from his non-preferred side a few moments ago.
Yeah, well, how are we going this side, I wonder? It's just,
Well,
as
it's
you
his-
say,
Non-preferred side.
Again, I don't want to get too technical here.
Sure.
But in the great words of Laurie Daly,
Yep.
his kick is a very crucial kick.
Sure. Yeah. This is about the time Sterlo would point out that you've got to go, this will take them from 4 to 6, and that's a converted try. You see, that's very technical again. I don't mean to bamboozle people who are new to rugby league.
All numbers.
That's all people who are new to numbers, that's right. Here's Sattler. Are you backing him here? He's grabbing onto his shorts. I don't like to grab onto the shorts, look. It's
I
unsavoury.
think he's got it. I
Here we
think
go.
he's got it.
Let's find out. It's on its way. It's hanging. It's wide.
Oh.
It's not over.
But you're right. With a name like Sattler against Kurri,
I know.
can I suggest Judas?
Yes. Even if he's not related.
Yeah, I know.
He should,
This is
yeah,
the
that's
name.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
There's a tradition there. I'm sure Kurri would have signed him on the name alone.
Yep.
Now, they've got 13 minutes and 54 seconds to do something about this. 16-12 Lakes lead it. They've opted not to go for the short kick-off, and they might not need to. It's a lovely, can I say, a cultured touch there from Tyler Jones. Just turning it around the corner.
Yeah, it's very much like some. I don't know. Ryan Giggs just keeping
Possibly,
it in back
yeah.
to the fullback.
I was going to say Juan Mata. I don't really know why. So be it. But Lakes can just ruck this forward. If the game continues the pattern it's had for, the however many minutes we've had so far, you would have to think that they should be all right. I mean, they're spending most of their time in Kurri territory.
The thing with Kurri, though, when they've got down to the other end, they've looked likely.
Yeah.
I think they would have only been down there 2 or 3 times, and they
Yeah, I
scored
think that's
once.
right.
And obviously, they had the charge down try. But really, if they get a crack down there, you wouldn't put it past them to put a try on.
Well, here's Sattler, and he's going to find the turf here, and he might have just been inside the 40. I just wonder. In the end, it's not going to matter. It's taken. There's a bit of face in eye there, which is a lovely look, and Hancock eventually is subdued. So Kurri needing something here. Jeffrey at dummy half. And that's the 15. That's Peterkin, the captain. The captain coach, in fact, back onto the field. Now Easton And there was just half a gap opening up there. You'd think, turned it over
Turn it
again.
over.
Well, they're giving Lakes every chance, aren't they? You just can't keep turning it over.
I think the last time Kurri may have finished a set was the speculative midfield grubber.
That's right.
Yeah.
They've really dropped their
Would you like to see a return to those tactics?
Yes.
Maybe on tackle 2?
Well, they've got to get to the end of the set. I think Dean Peterkin, he's out there now. He'll be saying, let's get to the end of the set and try and get them down their end.
I don't think Dean Peterkin's saying anything. I think he's buggered.
More likely. But the body language speaks 1,000 words.
It does. Do you think it's possible to say kick it down into the corner, settle the game and try and force some field position? Do you think body language can get that message across?
Well, again, to quote Phil Gould,
sure,
you can't win footy from your own end. You've got to be down the other end.
I suppose.
Force the error.
Yeah, I suppose.
Although they did score their first try from
down the other end,
yeah.
That's true. As on they come, this is Donaldson, who's bouncing off a couple there. They've got a couple of tackles in hand here. Clark, who's been very busy and increasingly so as the game's gone on. And he's looking for the dump out the back and can't get it. And that's last tackle. Lakes could almost seal this here. It's across there. It's grubbed in behind. And it's taken very well. Taken very well by Parry, who hasn't seen much ball. And now there's a penalty. And they're whipping up the crowd. I love when players do this. You see, they turn to the crowd there, wave the arms about.
This is where we need the speculative. Maybe the grubber from the
grubber for touch.
Yep.
Well, that would be different. That's not a great one. But the crowd very happily obliged there, didn't they? You know,
that ball's just ended up a few rows back in the members area. Yeah. I don't know who's going to get it.
Well, nobody, because it's all closed off.
No.
Maybe we can go and grab that at the end of it. Oh dear. Kurri. Well, at the moment.
It's all gone wrong for Macbeth.
Who would have thought? It started so brightly.
Could have foreseen this.
I know. It wasn't Macbeth, but even so.
I think it was Macbeth.
Wasn't
it was
okay.
Matt Macbeth.
Oh, so it was. Fair enough. Yep. Who would have thought?
It's a game of ironies, isn't it?
It is. It's a funny old game. Here's Donaldson. And Lakes trying to create a bit of distance here. Sattler goes down.
A try here and put them up by more than one try, which is
that's
really important, I think.
Yeah, you've put that into the calculator, have you? The Bar TV analyzer. Here's Donaldson again. Chance here for Lakes. Couple of tackles left. Cooper has it. Clark back inside. That's Russell, and he's thrown the ball
tackle
forwards by quite a distance. It was Russell coming in from the centres again.
Top tackle, though. Whoever hit him low and jarred the ball through.
Well, Kurri are getting it back, and the crowd are lifting here. You hear that Kurri chant go up. As we look on the replay here, it was Clark inside to Russell, and it was a great grass-cutting tackle down low. Now then, last year, when Kurri scored late on to win the game against South Newcastle, it was up that end of the field, and all of the Kurri supporters ran on, jumped the fence and ran onto the ground and started embracing them. Now, if they are to pull something out here in this last 8.5 minutes, they'll have to go up the other end. They'll have to jump the fence and run 100 metres.
100 metres to get.
Yeah. Now, I don't know what the situation is, what the condition of some of those characters up on the hill is like at this stage of the day. You know, like the game's been going for a while. I don't know if they've been enjoying some hospitality, but it could be colourful. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think Kurri have to rush.
Oh, dear, oh dear.
Well, I was about to say they don't need to rush. They can just finish a set and, you know,
that would be a
kick
start.
down the other end. But
I think finish a set is probably the priority at the moment, as we see. That was Jeffrey getting up, and instead of playing it properly, he just dropped it. Yeah. Jackson Clough not especially happy.
Throw the ball away in disgust.
Yeah. It's the only way to throw a ball away. In disgust. You can't really throw it away in bemusement.
Sort of good humour.
Yeah. In disgust. Now, there's Donaldson, who seems to be playing in the centres, in the middle, with Russell out in the centres. That's curious, isn't it?
That is curious. It's done my head in.
You seem you've been a bit rattled the last few minutes. I've noticed that. Here's Small. Now there's a jinking run there from Cooper. And they're lining up here. The 16 is Golden. And Geordie Golden. Taken down. There's a couple to go here. It's fed across from Clark, and that's the fumble from Donaldson, who was again at left centre there. Well,
I feel like I'm in waiting for Goddo.
Yeah.
Like, it's just this constant cycle of
drop it
between the 50 and Curry's 10.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just this.
Yep.
What is happening?
Well, you've got to think from Lake's point of view. They're 4 points up in a grand final. They've got the chance of an open grade premiership moments away. It's not unsurprising that they're getting a bit nervous.
Well, yeah, not surprising at all. It's but it's just a weird. At the moment, it's painful football, but I love it.
That's right. It's entertaining in its own way. So if you can't be good, be funnily bad.
Yeah, it's open grade footy.
Yeah, and that's what we've seen in the last few minutes now. Jacob Brown's just darted into dummy half, thrown an absolute cow of a pass out the back, which Easton picks up, and he ends up getting sacked about 15 metres backwards. Now Lasua deputising.
Chance
It's all
for a
just
kick.
coming apart. Oh, the midfield bomb. Well, that will lift people out of their chairs. Sattler has to take it, and he does.
Well, at least they've gotten to a kick.
They
It wasn't the best set.
Yeah, wasn't it great? Oh, Lasua over the top. It's
now
a penalty. He's nearly taken Sattler's head off there.
Weird that no one's having a go at Marty Lasura after that
Again,
from Lakes. I'm
this
surprised.
Yeah, you would have thought they'd all want to take him on.
Yeah,
wouldn't
that's
you?
right. I would have been.
Yeah, he looks like a bloke you'd really easily fight. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
But again, back into the twilight zone, the
Yep.
Bermuda Triangle of football.
That's it.
The 50
I
metre
wouldn't
line.
want to be anywhere else.
Yeah.
5 minutes and 14 seconds left.
I think footy from inside the attacking 20 is footy for cowards. Really.
Yeah,
It is.
This is where you want to play the
That's
game.
it. It's this muck in the middle of the park as the ball comes out. Penalty. Well, I wonder if they might have a snap at the 2 here.
Now, if I have done the maths correctly,
Okay, according to our sources,
this is just a snap sort of analysis. But
at Bar TV HQ.
if Lakes kick the 2 here, which they are going to
So
go
they're
for,
four. So sorry, they're 4 in front.
four ahead
That's
currently.
Yep.
4 points. If they
Yep.
kick this, they'll go up
2.
by 2 more points.
That's right.
That'll make them 6 points ahead.
Oh, hang on.
Now-
have you done? Have you checked? Have you verified this?
What this would mean is that Kurri would not only have to score a try,
Sure.
they would have to also convert it, kick the
That's
conversion
sure, or kick a penalty goal later,
later on after
or
that.
kick 2 field goals and
yeah.
a try, or 6 field goals.
a lot of field goals.
I'm not ruling that out.
No.
Or 3 penalty goals. That's right. So there's various combinations. But
Anyway,
a try
Lakes
and a
will
conversion.
go a converted try ahead.
Sure.
Have we run this past...
As I said, this is all off the cuff. This is just me.
Have you spoken to the ABS about this? I suppose
I'm thinking more the person on letters and numbers.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes, Richard Moorcroft.
Yeah. I know he used to be the newsreader, but...
That's right. Is he here today, Richard Moorcroft?
I think so, yeah.
I'd like to think he strikes me as a man who loves his rugby
The
league.
Newcastle Rugby League has him on retainer, don't they?
Yeah, I think that's right.
The
He'd be a great
ABC's Ray Deneen.
He is. He'd be a great, be a great ground announcer, I feel. Anyway,
Retired too early from the ABC.
Absolutely.
Yes, but this is a very big kick.
it is Sattler with
Wait.
the kick.
Kurri fans quite quiet, surprisingly quiet.
Indeed. I tell you what, won't he give him some if this goes over? Here he comes. Let's find out.
He's
It's
done
there.
it.
Kicked it.
It's there. So Kurri, well, for the first time in about 20 minutes, they're going to get some field position, which I suppose is something.
Oh, and a stinker's happened.
Oh!
Hello!
The 7.
Well, you don't often see that. This is bubbling away. Look at this. Now, I don't think I've seen that for a long time.
No.
Coming back off the kick.
Post-kick fight.
Wasn't even in play. Crikey. Well,
Kudos to Blake Easton.
absolutely.
That's
That's innovative. Doesn't it set the scene for the last 3 minutes? We are going to get the short kick
here we
off.
go.
And
a
a
penalty.
penalty.
Oh, penalty.
Well,
Offside.
yeah. That,
well, we're back in the
strike-
Bermuda Triangle.
can I say that strikes me as counterproductive?
Here we go. Here's the
There's the-
it was more of a...
I think, can I draw something to your attention just on that replay? I feel that the involvement of Marty Lasua, once he entered the fray,
It seemed to break up,
it
weirdly.
seemed as though the Lakes players no
Odd.
longer wanted to be involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you suggesting he could be parachuted into the Ukraine,
Sure.
that Crimea region.
Yeah, that's right.
Just
Maybe
to sort things out.
yeah, or
Syria?
maybe take on just Boko Haram or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. Oh, up they come. That's Stoker back on the field.
Sucked the life out of that tackle.
2.5
did.
minutes left in this grand final. Kurri just don't seem to have...
The ability to retain possession.
Oh, well, there's that,
No.
yeah.
That's right. That's an issue. That's a big issue, in fact. As they come to the right here, this is Wollaston, who's run straight at Stoker, which isn't particularly advisable. A couple of tackles left. I wonder if they might pot the one. It's not field goal conditions, but I just wonder. There's a strip. That's 1-on-1. They'll play on here. They do.
Here's Easton.
So Easton has it.
Could be interesting.
There might be another stink here. They're coming from everywhere.
Come into...
Haven't they just?
Plenty of them
Stacks
keen
on the mill.
to get on him.
Stacks on, boys. There it is. So here's Lasua.
This is,
Barreling into them. They've got
UN
70 metres to go.
peacekeeper.
Yes, UN peacekeeper. Can I say Ban Ki-moon? That's how they come.
the Kofi Annan of the Newcastle
That's it.
League.
There had to be one. It was Davies there. And wide they come with
Spread
Easton. Here it comes. This is the trick shot, you'd imagine. And, well, I think you'd be hoping to keep the receipt on that one. A couple of tackles left, though, and down the short side. This is a raid. This is a chance for Osterman. Who's dragged down, but they're 40 out, and I wonder if we might get another midfield bomb. Can I just say, ideally hope so. Step.
Come up.
It's out the back. And finally, it is kicked to the sky by
that's
Easton.
Not going to do
Sattler
it.
settles underneath it and does very well.
Minute left.
And there's not much time, and there's going to be less if Sattler goes here. Good tackle one-on-one and needed to be. 70 seconds left on grand final day. It's Lakes 18, Kurri 12. Kurri, the reigning premiers.
All of a sudden, the play the balls are going to start slowing down, I think.
I think there's a possibility. I mean,
Mysterious cramps.
we may not be able to tell. It's been fairly
Yeah.
slow throughout the second half, but big collision there again.
Very bunched here, Lakes.
They are right. It's almost as if the game's nearly over and they're a bit knackered. As the ball comes into Pittman, who started it all with the try early on. And Lakes, in 35 seconds' time, will be 2 from 2, if you can believe it. Here's Donaldson. And he's taken over.
I thought he was about to play the ball.
And now. That's not a good play. That's not a good play from Jed Cooper because
13 seconds.
he's popped it into touch. There is time enough here.
They've got to call time off.
9 seconds. Well, possibly. Is he going to call time off?
No.
He's not. There's 5 seconds left. There'll be one play. And
Goes to the prop.
what is the plan here? I just wonder. It's to the
Kick
sky.
over the top. Here's
This is a
Cremona.
chance. Here's Cremona. Cremona take. Oh, no, he doesn't take. He doesn't take it.
Oh,
Lakes have won the
it's-
grand final. They've run onto the field. The player's still on here. I think there's a blue
Players
as
have
well.
run from the bench to
Players
get
run
involved.
from everywhere. There's
It's
a
on.
fight. If you can't win the game, at least win the fight. There's players being dragged. Nobody's thrown a punch yet. There's a fair bit of wrestling going on. There's
Oh, jeez.
on the deck. In they come. This is getting a bit ugly on grand final day.
Can I suggest this is unedifying?
Judy Dench is left
Yes.
the stadium.
Where is Marty Lasua to break all this up? Well, he's over in
He's
the distance.
over
He's the
there.
only one not bothered about this. Marty Lasua is not interested in fighting. He's about the only one.
That's
It's all
why-
broken up.
And that's why he gets Bar TV's
That's right.
recommendation for next UN Secretary General.
That's right. He'll be there. Forget about Kevin Rudd. Well, there you go. The salient point out of all of that,
Lakes have won the premiership.
Lakes have won the premiership. And you'd have to say they deserve it. It's 18 points to 12, the final score. They had the better of the match. Kurri probably shouldn't have got as close as they did in the end because they had no ball, no field position.
We've just got a replay, a fantastic take there from the winger, and we have a beautiful celebration. I'm not sure if the camera goes out there by number 14, Mitch Cuts-Reese. He did the big slide like you do at Anfield after scoring the winning goal.
Sure, along the knees. That's a very
knees.
good look. Yeah, we love that. Well, look at that. Look at him go. Nobody threw one.
What an end. There's a few trainers in there as well.
It's very good for Tui's, though, because they've just had their sponsor's logo involved in a fight, which is a good look.
That's great.
That's tremendous. Your thoughts on the game at the end of the 70 minutes, and possibly a man of the match, if you can throw one at me.
Yeah, look, I think Kurri just cruelled themselves, dropped the ball. I don't think they completed too many sets of 6 in that final second half. Lakes were the better side. For mine, I think Sattler was man of the match for me. He was safe under the high ball. He caused a lot of damage. And I just think he was easily the player for Lakes.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I'll go Sattler as well. Yeah, I agree completely. A great open grade grand final. both teams really held the shield up for open grade footy, I thought, and played good, solid, mistake riddled, sure, but hard-working football.
It was footy.
It was real footy.
Of all the things you could say about this game, you couldn't say it weren't footy.
No.
We're seeing the replays
It'd be
here.
outrageous to
It
suggest
seems so
that.
long ago, that wonderful opening try, doesn't it? That charge down.
It almost maybe set Kurri off on the wrong foot. Because
That's right. They never really... That was sort of the high point for them. They never really recovered from it.
Great prop try there for Lakes to follow up.
Pittman.
Cuts Reese has done the Hayne plane.
Has
I'll
he?
tell you what, he's a late charge for the man of the match award.
I don't think he was on the field, Matthew.
No.
I think it's just his celebrations.
I know, it's fantastic.
That's fine, though. I'm happy with that, too.
Oh, likewise.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's plenty of Lake support here as we're seeing the try that was scored there by the 007 man, Daniel Craig. But then it all went wobbly from there. It was Clark finding Jones in the corner. That squared it up. The beautiful kick from Sattler.
For which he gave the Kurri fans some... he made sure they'd realise that he kicked
some
it.
colourful feedback, yeah. And then it was Clark again. And you'd have to say Clark was a candidate for man of the match, and it was Outram finding the line. Both the wingers doing their job late on there. That's all she wrote.
I think
in open
Wollaston
grade
as well for Lakes was...
Congrats to Kurri halfback Lee Abel on being involved in every single flare-up in that game. Whenever there was a suggestion of a stink, he was right there.
You've got to respect that sort of thing.
Blake Easton as well. I think
Yeah.
he might have been our hair puller, the phantom hair puller.
Well, I hope that unsavoury incident will be dealt with by the Newcastle Rugby League.
Sorry, Blake
League.
Easton is who I meant to say.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure. Well, I think that's about all we've got time for. It's been a splendid open grade grand final. Thank you very much for sharing it with me, Matthew and Michael, and everybody watching at home. The final score here: Lakes 18, Kurri 12. It's all over for another year in open grade as the Kurri players run in. Oh, there's a bit of trouble here in the grandstand, I think. I just wonder. Yeah, there is. There's a stink in the grandstand. Well, if we can get our cameras there, I'll try and catch what the hell's going on.
Seems to be a Kurri fan has found his way into...
Yes, it seems that way. I saw a heap of Kurri supporters on the hill running around behind to try and get involved. We'll see it now on our screen. And
oh, geez, it's really on in there.
And the Kurri players came running over and tried to jump the fence, which is not necessarily advisable. Now, let's see if we can pick up the security of there. But I suppose...
Scorpions fans are loving it down here.
They are. They're not really bothered. They're just happy to watch everybody else, attack each other. It seems to me that Lakes are quite happy to remind their opponents of the score.
What a great way to end a grand final.
It is. It's edifying, isn't it? It's the sort of spectacle that makes you love rugby league. You know, violence, players getting involved with fans, people jumping fences. Everything you'd want. Some people flocking from other parts of the ground to get involved in a bit of a flare-up. It's. I'm just glad that we hung around just to see that, I must say. But there you go. Lakes, the premiers in the under-19s. Lakes, the premiers in open grade in 2016. There are 2 games to go on grand final day. We've got reserve grade coming up. We've got first grade coming up as well. It's all still to occur. Thank you very much, Michael McGowan. Thank you very much, Matthew Peterson. I've been Morgan Campbell. Signing off from Bar TV for 2016. Lakes 18, Kurri 12 in the open grade grand final.